Yeah, what's up, losers? Losers at home, losers on the couch. Yes. It's just the 3 losers tonight. Shout out to Chris Moody, obviously.
Mooch.
Unfortunately, the world famous Chris Moody could not make it tonight. He fell off the wagon. He's back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty hard. But we do have...
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. We got TJ Nickerson, Mr. Cole Watson, Mr. Zach Howard over here. The 3 losers that are available are here, and we're going to try to make Daddy Chris proud. And that's all. What's up, guys?
What's happening,
What's going on?
Yo. Just recovering.
Yeah, you had some libations yesterday.
Well,
Earthly libations.
Earthly libations.
do you want to tell the story? This is up to you. You can tell the story.
Do you want to incriminate yourself?
Allegedly. We could keep saying allegedly if you like.
We could say it was Craig.
That's true. Craig got rowdy last night.
Listen, Craig was out and about last night.
Craig was
Craig
on the prowl. Tell us about what Craig was up to last night.
Craig decided to eat a good, healthy chunk of some mushroom chocolates.
Legal, I hope.
Well, in Craig's world, it is perfectly legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Craig is sovereign.
Is in Amsterdam.
He's a sovereign citizen. It's like one of those guys with a bunker who's like, I'm my own country.
Yes.
Yeah, I took a little bit. Craig took a little bit of Molly as well, and
dang, dude, Craig did have a party.
Dude, and I sat next to Craig while he did all these things.
Nice, taking detailed notes. I hope.
Yeah.
How's Craig feeling today?
When you take Molly before you take mushrooms, do some people call that priming the hole? I don't know. It sounds like a priming the whole situation.
That would be what you should call it. I believe the real term is hippie flipping.
Oh yeah, hippie flippers. What's a disco biscuit? Is that just ecstasy and cocaine or something crazy?
I've never heard of a disco biscuit. That sounds
Put it in
sick.
the comments if you've boofed disco biscuits and you can tell us what's in them.
It sounds like you had a pretty good time.
Craig had a good time.
Craig had a good time. This is Craig's quarterly adult having fun day, right?
Yeah. We got there's a paramedic there. It's all safe. Lots of water, lots of grapes.
This is at Craig's house or?
Not Craig's house.
Okay.
I'm just glad to hear Craig was being safe, not at Craig's house.
Yeah.
I recall there's a lot of sharp objects at Craig's house, so
funny enough,
it's good that wasn't there.
We were playing Quiplash, and my name was Craig.
Craig, what?
On Quiplash.
But it's not. You're not Craig in this story, right?
Not Craig.
Right.
We have been, for those
just want to clarify.
listening really quickly, we have been trying to convince Cole that if he gets too drunk or high before he does a set, that he has to be Craig.
Yeah.
And then we can be like, well, Craig was on one last night. Craig got a little out of pocket and said some wild things at the open mic, but he hasn't done it yet. So for now, we just have his friend Craig.
Hit Cole up in the comments about
if you want to see the unveiling of Craig,
about how dumb he is for not being Craig yet.
But say it, Craig.
Craig.
So
my name's Craig.
That sounds like a cool time.
Did anything like? I want to ask this question as a whole, as it pertains to this event as a whole.
Okay.
Is there any like introspective like time, or are you guys and Craig just like partying? Like, what's the?
So it's around the pool. We set up some blow up furniture. We put up a projector screen and either watch children's movies.
This is fun time.
Or some crazy Odessa set with crazy lights and just brain rot.
Have you thought about getting into scripture? I just feel like it's a waste if you don't.
I would need the audiobook version
of the Bible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who would your first choice for who was reading it be?
I've got a good one.
Okay. You want to share it with the fucking class?
Well, you didn't ask me. You asked him. And
I thought it was
just going to let Cole
That was for the room, I think.
It's for the fellow losers.
Yeah, but it's not exactly right, so let Cole answer.
Okay.
I mean, the obvious answer is Morgan Freeman.
Sure. But who would Craig say?
Who's Craig? Who's Craig want?
Not to speak for Craig, but if you had to.
RFK?
That's interesting. Junior, obviously. Yeah.
Well,
the other one be
Robert Kennedy Sr.
The other one would be pretty quiet. Okay.
George W. would be pretty good.
That'd be fun. I like Chris Walken. I think that'd be fun.
Ooh, that would be fun. I don't have... this is what I'm saying. I was going to change the subject a little bit. My dad had a version of the Bible that was read by James Earl Jones.
Yes.
Which that is the right answer.
That is great.
Also, yeah.
It's less funny, though. And it probably would just like change the trajectory of any person who's wayward in their faith. They just are like, I listen to the James Earl Jones Bible on tape. I'm back.
I'm back.
Full believer again. Yeah.
Gave my life to Christ, dude. I rededicated my life to Christ after I picked up James Earl Jones reading the King James Bible at Goodwill.
I know this is a cheap, low-hanging fruit, but man, if it was a weird translation that at any point he was just like, Jesus Christ, I am your father, that would roll. That's not a great Darth Vader impression, but
horrible Darth Vader. And a version of the Bible where there's just lines from Star Wars.
Jesus Christ is growing up and he forgot, and then God had to remind him. Or even better, Jesus, remember who you are. That's a better impression, I think. I'll get it, dude. I just need a trigger phrase.
I like a version of the Bible
that just has Lion King.
The Lion King and Star Wars.
Yeah, it's fun.
That'd probably get more people fired up about Christ if the Bible was written like the Lion King.
Yeah. I mean, there are obviously...
If Jesus was an animal...
I mean,
Hakuna Matata, baby.
Lion King is a Christ allegory.
You're right.
But also, you have the Narnia, and you got... Aslan is supposed to be Jesus, right?
That's true.
Good talk.
Those didn't do as well, though. They didn't animate those.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure there's a weird straight-to-TV cartoon from the 80s.
Have you seen the Lord of the Rings cartoon?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
The
Hobbit one too.
Wild. It was hard for me to watch. It was very cartoons back then were just weird looking.
There's some obviously there's some really cool ones.
Well, yeah.
But it's surprising how much, just like any other movie, budget dependent that stuff is, and like the difference between an incredible artist in demand who's making insane and how much a producer matters. It shouldn't matter. Like you're like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, it's a cartoon. Just draw the cartoon, make it, and it's like there's a director on an animated movie, and if the director is dope, then they care, and the whole thing. But yeah, it's a weird. That would probably be a fun one to watch on mushrooms and ecstasy.
Well, you would have to have the ecstasy because it would be way less scary. Dude,
it's not bad though. I mean, The Hobbit. I saw it what?
I was just gonna say those cartoons look so funny.
They do look funny, but it's not a bad movie.
No, it's not bad at all.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's obviously based on a pretty incredible source material.
Work.
Sure.
I think this is hilarious to do this whole podcast just with all these.
With my YouTube
First of all, this
up.
video of like a hood black lady reacting to Slaughter's "Fly to the Angels."
I didn't even see that. That's the best.
It's pretty sick.
I'm like. As soon as we're done with this, I'm so interested in what she has to say.
She seems like she doesn't like it, but
I know. But I think maybe the idea would be that it wins her over. Shout out to Tasha Jackson.
I love watching black people reacting to stuff.
Dude, especially like super white 80s stuff.
Yes.
Where a dude's twirling drumsticks the whole time, and it's just like squoo.
There's one where this dude reacts to what is it? The George Strait song. What is it?
Check yes or no.
Yeah, do we have to just keep rattling off straight tunes?
The cowboy rides away.
It's the most famous one.
I don't have my phone. Right?
Troubadour.
Yeah, I can't do Troubadour. Would be tight. Anyway, how does he feel about the straight hit?
Bro, they just nod their heads so hard you almost watch them become white.
That's the best part of YouTube is like if there wasn't so much like fanning the flames of like bullshit all the time, the racial divide is healing. Like on YouTube, people are hearing Tool for the first time. Black guys are hearing Tool and being like, "Yo, this is dope." Metallica, watching those videos is like watching a kid open Christmas presents. You're like, "Oh, well, magic's real."
This is like, it's because cool is like a thing that transcends genre. You know, it's because like
I don't even like Tool or Metallica, but it's just like it feels like I don't know.
Well, game recognizes game. I think
exactly.
It's a little bit what it is. It's like in the same way that, you know, Young Thug is cool or Young Jeezy is cool.
Is he?
You know, maybe.
Are they?
I don't know. Are they not? Who would be cool?
No, I don't know.
I don't know any cool black guys. Help me out.
Kodak Black, bro.
But you know, whoever. Like you could do the same thing with a white guy. There's like just another white guy who's like also a cool white guy, and cool is cool.
Sure. Yeah, cool is cool. Truer words.
You heard it here first.
Yo, cool is cool, bro.
I will rubber stamp that.
Cool is cool. Zach Howard with another hit.
Yeah, another hitter. Look at you coming with the heat. But yeah, I'll be very interested to watch Tasha react to "Fly to the Angels" by Slaughter.
I thought you just assumed her name was Tasha, but I see.
No, she's got 9,000 views on that video, which is more than just the music video. I think has, which is pretty good.
Twice the views.
Also, next on the queue is "Hunger Strike" by Temple of the Dog. Fantastic. Anyway, it's not her reacting to it. It's just a regular music video. But
I bet she is reacting to it.
Speaking of reacting,
who knows?
Joe Biden, dude.
Joey B.
R.I.P.
I mean, he didn't die. That's very misleading.
I mean, dude, it's like, you remember when June Cash died and then like a week later Johnny Cash died? Like, I think that we could see something like that where he finally lets go.
Like the president was the wife he really loved.
It was the wife he really loved, and now that he can't have it anymore, he just
I've been
passes
talking
away.
About this a little bit, where it was like my theory is along the same lines, but it's that he just got COVID, and if he loses his sense of smell, he will shortly lose his will to live.
Did you?
Smells pretty. He loves smelling, dude. He's sniffing all the time.
There was this interview with like I don't know where I saw it. It was just online, but some lady was comparing Biden getting COVID to Trump getting shot, and she's like,
I saw that.
Doesn't that show the same amount of strength?
Yeah. I believe it's probably Joy Reid, which even if it's not, it is.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about either one. I don't care about politics. Right, I'm not smart enough to even have a real opinion on on the matter. But watching that made me upset.
It's crazy, dude.
It upset me. I wanted to comment.
It just goes to show that like people who have been so-called professional journalists have been getting what they've been getting away with for so long of just saying things, and then all of a sudden it's like the whole thing's in absolute chaos, and they're like, well, getting COVID's the same as getting shot, right? And then somebody was like, I saw a clip today of somebody reacting again to him, to DJT right after the shots ring out and he hits the deck, and then when he gets up and hits him with the fight, she's like, yeah, I really just in this moment we really don't need that kind of
inflammatory rhetoric.
Rhetoric. She's like, she's talking about the messaging, like, dude, God, how out of touch are you, lady? Like, you can't even put yourself in the position of maybe somebody taking shots at you. Like, that's, and then being like, well, if it were me, I would have done it
like
different. All right.
All those articles that's like Trump interrupted by Secret Service.
Oh yeah, that was very funny.
Like loud noises.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole thing is not great. I think we said it last week, folks. Don't shoot the president.
Don't take shots at anybody unless you're sure that you're doing the right thing. Because it's the odds are not in your favor that you like, even if that person ended up being a lizard person monster or something, you just, maybe they have a lizard person family. I don't know.
Well, then his ear will for sure grow back.
That would
if he is a lizard.
That is my favorite thing. Is like all of the. I remember is it Scary Movie 2 where the police officer's hat brim just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I wish the ear bandage would have just kept getting. that would be awesome, because everyone was like, as soon as everybody started being like, this ear bandage is totally unnecessary, like, yeah, it probably is. Obviously, you're gonna play it up. Politics isn't smart. Politics is professional wrestling for people who think they're mature. Politics is dumb. But
politics is dumb. You heard it here, folks.
Dude. But I will say that how can you not be fired up watching Hulk Hogan rip his shirt talking about, what are you going to do when the Trump-a-mania
dude,
look,
wild on you, brother?
There's no way that the DNC is as fun as the RNC.
Oh, my God, dude.
There's just no way. There's nothing you could do that could be more fun than Amber Rose and fucking Hulk Hogan.
That was the best too. Like dorks like Matt Walsh reacting to Amber Rose and being like, "You're gonna have this slut." Like, dude, you're just mad. Nobody asked you to come up here and be boring.
Dude,
as hell.
sluts can be Republicans, dude.
It's like, dude doesn't want to grow the base at all. Like, Republicans, Democrats, it's all the same. It's all the same to me, baby. It's all Greek to me.
Look,
but
I bet
if
Matt Walsh's wife
game,
wants to fuck black guys just as much as Amber Rose, dude.
You heard that here first. Take that, Walsh.
I'm just saying.
Just kidding.
Fucking.
I'm just saying, lighten up. You know, like you can be Catholic, have 14 kids, and be fun. You know, like relax
And allow someone to share your political system. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, we're talking about like foreign policy here. Like, Amber Rose can't have like a rational opinion
she can't just be like,
fucking taxes.
Yeah, can we stop printing money or whatever she said? I didn't listen to her. All I looked at were the clips of Hulk Dog, and I saw one of Tucker, I think.
Being a slut automatically makes you a libertarian.
Right. Hey,
someone posted on someone I follow on Instagram was like, I no longer support Hulk Hogan for supporting Trump, and I'm just like, how are you even surprised?
I bet Hulk Hogan has vocally supported every Republican president
for a while
since the 80s.
But also, to what degree were you supporting Hulk Hogan? Is it like,
exactly.
Were you buying his medical marijuana from Florida? Like, what were you doing? He's got a new.
Were you buying like old wrestling tapes with him? Like, how do you support?
First of all, if you're
Hulk Hogan,
if you're a real wrestling fan, you don't buy tapes. You watch the ones your dad recorded on the VCR.
That's right.
Off of TV.
That's right.
So don't come at me with this.
Don't get it twisted.
I'm done with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
he's 80 years old. What were you gonna do for him? Did you guys see his beer? Where the commercial for his beer is like,
I have not.
Is like, this country's more divided than ever. I don't have to do the impression the whole time, but he's like, and this is going to bring people back because everybody wants a closed border. It was like, I don't think everybody does, man. I think there are people who are like, nah, we want free range chicken or whatever.
That's a
but it was
crazy
funny.
Slur.
I like
free. Call them chickens now.
I'm not calling anybody chickens. I just said free range, and it just made sense in my head. But
here's what the folks at home need to remember about old Republican guys, and take it from somebody who's been around a lot of these guys. They're just saying things.
I know,
guys. They don't mean it. You know, he doesn't mean that. You know,
who's that? Hulk.
You hear a lot of guys say a lot of things, but they're just saying things. Because honestly,
some of it,
they're retarded. Like, a lot of these guys are dumb as fuck, and they think that they have something to say, and then they're like,
look, I don't need you coming at Hulkamania like this, dude.
I'm defending him. I think in a roundabout way. I'm saying, look, why attribute to malice what you can attribute to being a professional wrestler?
That's true. I mean, yeah, you don't spend. Look, I think of the class of those guys, Hulk seems to have come out the most unscathed. And that is grating.
He said the N-word.
No. I meant
and had a sex tape.
Sorry. I mean, like compared to how Ric Flair acts when he's hammered.
Sure.
Obviously, there's a lot of those.
Like,
dudes.
Hulk is still a human.
There's a lot of those dudes who are dead from that era.
Yeah.
Because most people's bodies have like a ceiling of how many opioids and back surgeries and how many beers you can drink a night and how much cocaine you can do.
Have you ever? I'm sorry, this is gonna hard break from this, but have you ever seen those Dark Side of the Ring Vice documentaries?
I don't think that's a very hard break from this. I think that's about professional wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I have not, and I've heard good things. It's obviously from before Vice went dorky.
Yeah, I've seen all of them, and they are very, very good. But it's like Chris Benoit is a great example. 'Cause, Chris Benoit killed himself, his wife, and I think his 2 kids.
Family Annihilator, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they call that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. I wasn't trying to give him a new wrestling moniker. That's just like what
Chris Benoit, Family Annihilator.
That's just what they call that situation.
So
I don't know who decided on that, but
that's his final move.
That is what they call. Like if somebody said mass shooter, if somebody said spree killer, if somebody they all have designations. Some FBI guy made that up, and he was probably real into comic books. But
yeah, probably. But anyway, Chris Benoit. I mean, they attribute in the documentary he liked to do like a flying headbutt.
Yeah, it's all CTE,
and it's just all CTE. So yeah, a lot of those guys get totally fucking washed. I mean, to the point where obviously family annihilated.
And it's not just CTE. Like you're combining CTE, all kinds of different kinds of
steroids,
drugs, steroids,
cocaine, the whole night.
Getting hammered all the time on the road.
And honestly, who is the guy who, when the bell is called, when the roll is called, to be like, who will serve?
What's up?
Here in the professional wrestling arena, those are those
the
guys.
People attracted.
They're dumb.
Well,
right. So you're starting with.
Look, I don't like this. I don't
zero.
I don't like you calling the boys out. I'm not even like a wrestling guy, but. I feel like a
lot of those guys are really hard working. I'm obviously joking. I love Dark Side of the Ring. And,
you're bringing the public defender out, and I'm just like, hey, these are people, man. they put their body on the line, dude. No, but yeah. I mean, it isn't usually Rhodes Scholars, winners of the Nobel Prize.
Not as much, but you can say the same about football players, and
of course. But every once in a while, you do get. You get a philosopher king, a warrior poet.
Ricky Williams.
In spandex. Yeah. I mean, Ricky Williams is the man. Obviously, you'd love to see what would happen if he just put down the weed for a sec or found a cool...
Or if they changed the fucking rule.
Yeah, obviously the rule is dumb or was dumb.
Didn't they just change that rule in college football?
I think college football no longer tests for weed or no longer punishes for positive tests for weed. Yeah.
Well,
which
here's
is
the thing.
Great. Because they want to make money.
I have a good friend who I won't out, but a good friend who played football at the University of Georgia Tech. They're all smoking weed, dude, and they just know the guys who aren't smoking weed, and they get those guys to do the drug tests. Like, I sat with guys who would go on to play in the to be in the Hall of Fame, who were just smoking weed in Miami at Georgia Tech.
You did what?
I sat in a hotel room with a guy who would go into the Hall of Fame.
Was it Kelvin Johnson?
I don't know.
That's very cool. If it is,
CJ,
go Lions.
I don't want to out anybody, but I'm just saying they were all smoking weed.
Hold on. Why were you in a hotel room with these people?
Well,
kissing?
Yeah.
Were you selling Georgia Tech football players weed?
Were you selling them your butt?
For a short period of time, I worked as a boy. I just had a buddy who played on the team.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So we were just around.
That is cool. What year? What season?
We're not gonna do that.
Let's narrow this bitch down.
I'm gonna keep it vague.
This out, dude.
I just wanted to make the point that
obviously it's dumb.
Everyone is smoking weed at the collegiate football level.
Well, they should.
And like, even if you're going to be like, yeah, we're testing, the NBA clearly has been brushing that shit under the rug for a decade plus at least. And before that, it was like, if you're a superstar, obviously we're not going to like suspend you. That's dumb.
But even look at like Josh Gordon's career. Like,
that's crazy,
ruined
dude.
Josh Gordon's career.
Yeah. And I think maybe one of those tests was not just weed, but
sure.
But it also wasn't. It was.
How many failed
stuff.
drug tests does Josh Gordon have to have before now he's like spiraling and he's like lost his job and now maybe he's doing more than just smoking weed, right? Like, I'm sure there are other factors. It's just not fair.
But again, this is the obvious. This is not. There's nothing original about this take, but every day of the week, you'd rather have your star athletes who you hope to see have long careers be popping edibles after a game to relax than popping Vicodins every day after and during practice and out there zombieing around getting CTE.
What's like? Did you hear how many like pills Brett Favre was taking?
Yes,
bro.
Some of those guys do numbers, 30 pills a day and stuff of like Percocets.
That's a month. That's a month prescription,
and
in less than 12 hours.
Yeah, dude.
That's insane.
And also, like, how rarely is it that a doctor gets in trouble?
Never.
You're like Michael Jackson's doctor got in trouble. That's the only one I can think of that got in trouble. And it's like, dude, how many of those doctors are like, well,
his final dose?
Yeah, they gave him the big sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best sleep.
But it's like the dude who's just hooking I mean, and look, some of these are resourceful guys. They're not always Rhodes scholars, but some of these guys obviously are social butterflies. They're resourceful guys. They're not dumb. They're just not interested in string theory and whatever.
Yeah, or philosophy.
Whatever bullshit. Yeah. I mean, they might read one philosophy book in all of college and be like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll just do that.
Yeah,
and
whatever. It's tight.
But they can get 6 doctors on speed dial on the roster to be like, oh, man, my back's fucked up. And then he's like, oh, I got you, big dog. Come down tomorrow. And if you could see it in your heart to throw me 4 box seats for the Packers-Niners game, I mean, that would be cool. Me and my son's a big fan of yours, and and maybe we could get a couple autographs.
Easiest trade of his life.
Autographs, So yeah, I don't know. That's not what we're here though.
Broken systems, dude. We need to fix the broken systems.
Fix the broken systems.
TJ is doing his part to fix the broken systems. I don't know. Out here in the world,
what
TJ
a
was.
Setup.
Yesterday I text TJ. I said, you got to get on the podcast Instagram, and I need you to be our voice.
While I get a beer.
I need you to be our voice, the people's voice, because I can't do it. I have previously engaged with people on the internet, and it's just fights. Everything turns into a fight, and I feel really sad. And I get way too intense about it. So I passed it off to TJ, thinking, this will be good. He's a funny guy.
Are you a keyboard warrior?
I don't want to be, but when people are really dumb, yeah, I can get a little aggravated. But
I've been known in the past to do some battling.
Yeah, under full anonymity though, I'm a coward. So
no, you're Howard.
I'm a Howard. So anyway, I tasked TJ with getting our message out to the people. I woke up this morning to a slurry of screenshots.
I don't think that's what it's called. I think the flurry was right. You were about to say it. Slurry. It's a flurry. Just riddled with slurs. Sorry.
Of TJ pestering America's bringers of the gospel this morning. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Well, my phone is filming, so if somebody wants to bring our gram up,
I can
there
pull
should be
the screenshots up
in the text. Yeah, I was trying to think of. I don't know. I'm not interested necessarily in like some sort of marketing ploy. So I was just like, if somebody stumbles on this because they happen to be like, what the hell are these goofballs up to this morning? And they see the nonsense, I think those people will appreciate it because I had fun.
Yeah. You ready?
You gonna read something?
I can read some.
So, are you starting at the top?
I want to stop with KC.
Okay, so let's do a little. If you don't know who Kenneth Copeland is, stop the pod right now and just watch. Would you call them highlights? There's got to be clips of Kenneth Copeland just being an actual demon.
The lady asking him about his plane.
Oh yeah.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say that I did.
He's a real
crazy. And his eyes change.
His eyes change.
I mean, I don't want to get the rap.
He's the only real life example of potentially like a lizard person.
Dude,
or
he went straight snake eyes.
No, I think like we've had this conversation before, but I'm definitely not like white knuckling this idea that there are lizard people in the government. But if somebody had a gun to my head and said, "Name 5," there are some. Name 5, and if all of them, no, so. I could probably come up with my 5. But then if somebody came up, gun to my head, and said, name 5 people who are actually just human bodies who are barely struggling to contain pure evil that are demons. That guy's a demon in a meat suit that's busting at the seams. But anyway, so I naturally
evangelical televangelist.
Yeah. So naturally he was one of the first ones that came to mind that I was like, I'm gonna get him and I'm gonna try to keep it silly so he doesn't come eat my soul or whatever.
Yeah. These are out here in the world, folks. This is behind the scenes from Kenneth Copeland filming something. TJ commented here, is it true Kenneth Copeland only eats raw ground beef every day? Or is that just a nasty rumor? Hopefully that is being received well. The next post here is of the top dog. Joel Osteen,
right?
God's favorite soldier.
Well, and actually, it was interesting. At least on the list
Joe.
I saw, I figured he would be the richest pastor. Kenneth Copeland's net worth is that of Brad Pitt.
Numero uno.
$300 million.
Wow.
And again,
give some back. Give some to me.
Can I have some, dude? I'll stop telling people on the internet that you're a demon.
You know, other people love
yeah, absolutely.
Christ.
Yeah, I will absolutely shut it down and stop telling people you got black-eyed, soulless.
We'll start running interference for Kenneth Copeland's team.
We will plug the church every
if
pod.
The first sponsor was whatever that church is called, I forgot what it's called. That'd be so funny. Anyway,
Come on down, get saved.
So moving on to obviously to Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen. This is some sort of reel here, and you've commented. It says, "Is it true?" And here's the thing: on the other post and this post, he just put the initials.
I'm shorthanding. I've decided. I'm like coming up with the formula as I'm doing it and evolving it every time.
So this says. This says, is it true J.O.'s teeth are actually transparent?
Nope.
Transplants from a sheep's head fish, or is he just a nasty internet rumor?
So obviously the
it's so funny.
The blueprint has been set.
Yep.
Nasty internet rumor.
Or is this a nasty?
Is this just a vicious? Yeah. So I keep expounding upon that a little bit.
Next victim. Stephen Furtick.
We're getting them, dude. So this is on their live stream.
Yep.
I am hanging out this morning and was like, oh, I'll see if somebody's got to be live. Like somebody's streaming the service. So I went on to, this is not Stephen Furtick's Instagram. This is Elevation Church's live.
You got in on Sunday morning at Elevation Church.
And everybody's just like, preach, pastor, do the thing.
Is it true?
I was like, oh yeah.
All right, so Cole may have to read it, dude. I don't know if I can read it.
Let him read one. Let him get some.
Sorry, you don't need the microphone. Go ahead.
He does have one.
Is it true? SF Jr. farts a lot on stage and sometimes cups and huffs them to get extra fired up. Or is this just a nasty rumor from the dark parts of the internet?
There are nasty rumors floating around about some of the biggest pastors in the game.
In America, dude.
I'd like to get to the one that I thought.
And I thought a lot about his, because obviously he's one of those guys who's featured pretty heavy. And I think we brought this up about when we were talking about Justin Bieber coming to Christ.
Oh yeah.
But whatever pastor he goes to is always like being featured on whatever that Instagram is, where it's like pastors in expensive sneakers or whatever. And I feel like Stephen Furtick is one of those guys. Like I feel like whoever he pays to cut his beard into whatever that shape is and keep that thing maintained makes more money a year than I do.
It's probably Satan.
These pastors have to stop.
I scrolled through.
You have to stop.
No, they have to keep going so I can keep giving them shit.
They're all trying out to be on the cover of GQ magazine.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because it's like they're oftentimes think they're some sort of like fashion icon. And it's like if you're a dork about fashion, some of the stuff they're doing is from like 10 years ago. Or it's like, for some reason, for some people, it's become a thing where you just wear Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and a cardigan, and you're
Judas
like, what are you doing?
Christian pastors are doing stuff that was cool 10 years ago. It's just like
That's what I'm saying.
It's like even with like the worship music, like U2 was big 10 years later.
Right. Yeah.
Now we have Hillsong.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Brandon Lake wears a coat of many colors, and that's never been cool. So.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Unless you're gay.
Hey man, that guy has, clearly transcended this realm and is on a different thing. But yeah, it's like that's more I'd rather see Kenneth Copeland in his worn out meat suit and some dumb, 3-piece shark what do you call it? What is that called? Shark skin suit.
Sure.
And then to see a guy who's in like if your cardigan was made super fuzzy, sure. I was scrolling that, and there's one that I'm like, this is a lady's sweater.
Yeah.
Like it looks like something that a workout lady would have wore out in the 80s. Yeah. It's a crazy, and so like I'm scrolling through before I realized he was live, and was like, oh man, there's just so much here. But I'm gonna be mean. Like I'm gonna be nasty instead of sort of being like sticking to the like asking a question. And
I wish
was like,
I could have just like seen the reactions of the other people.
Somebody had to have seen it.
So that was my problem, is that I forgot, and I posted and bailed and was like, oh my god, that was live. If you happen to be watching that when we drop that,
post a comment. Tell us what you thought.
And obviously spread this around if we turn it into a clip, because it'd be great if other people started doing a little bit of this.
Yeah, send them in.
But yeah, I've never been more disappointed in myself than when I was like, oh, I could have watched to see if there was
dropped a bomb and left.
If some like goody two shoes.
Hey,
it's like, what the fuck?
Who's this guy? Hey, ban this guy.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
Now the one,
hey, get out. I did see one person who was like some, atheist warrior probably who was like, this is not cool, and some guy was like, get out of here, buddy.
Yeah, you probably would have gotten swarmed on by.
But that would have been awesome, especially not react. Like, that's the thing, is you guys are talking about. This is why I'm the man for the job.
I agree.
Because I'm not saying I've never had a spaz. I'm not saying I've never had a little confrontation. And actually brought some guy to my regular Instagram page, and he was like, I'm commenting on old pictures. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you bringing this outside of the arena, dude? 2 men entered and 1 man left because he got bored of this. Leave it alone.
That's crazy.
Actually, I didn't get bored. I got intoxicated with the power and was like, I have to get out of here. But I've realized, like, it's almost even nastier to not.
Yeah, to
just be like, I don't care what this guy said. Yeah, pump and dump. Yes, yeah, dude, and then throw the sock away. That's what I say.
That's right. Now there was one that caught me a bit off guard, because there was, you were shooting far and wide, and then you took a shot pretty close to home.
That was fun. That one, my buddy, who I think this is the 3rd podcast in a row we will bring him up. Shout out to Eric Wilcox.
Shout out Eric Wilcox. I don't even think there's no way Eric's listening.
He told him. Said anything. I told him I was like, he was like, oh, we're doing a thing later. You want to do? I was like, I can't. I got a podcast. He's like, oh yeah, right on. And I was like, kind of waiting for him to be like, well, you guys keep mentioning my name.
He's not listening, and that's how we know he's not listening, because we talked
you guys
about
keep
it
talking
so
about
much.
But anyway, I was like, who else? I'm showing him this stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, why don't you do Jensen Franklin at Free Chapel? And I was like, I mean, that is in Georgia, but that was the one I got most fired up about, and I'm like, I probably do need to hit Andy Stanley and like hit everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Make
like
the round.
Again, I'm not necessarily
you have to be fair about
trying to be nasty. I'm trying to be like ridiculous and just get people to be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
This one is
this one might be my favorite.
This one's all over the place,
because I was like, this is the 4th one. I want it to be long and like rambly.
For reference here, yesterday was Pastor Jensen Franklin's birthday.
And so when this comes out, that may be a few days ago, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But you can find out with a quick Google search.
You'll be able to figure it out. No reaction here. In fact, every single comment has a like from Free Chapel except for ours.
That's wild, dude.
So
I haven't even looked to see if anything's going on, but I
totally
figured we'd get
it.
a notification, and I'm like, oh wow, they're ignoring this way harder than I thought.
Imagine that you have made someone's day very stressful.
Oh, dude.
I do apologize. Like, if you're just a grunt who works social media, well, first of all, get a new job. This is dumb. But if you are making like $140,000 a year to run any of these Instagrams or whatever,
yeah, I'd say get over it.
I mean, yeah. Well, first of all, if you're making that much money,
get over it.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh no, not every comment's like happy birthday.
Oh, somebody decided to be funny. Okay, just let me read it here.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it true that every year on his birthday, JF rents out Hammerhead Fred's in Panama City Beach and has a huge Roadhouse themed fellas only foam party where he asks everyone to Jesus Christ, where he asks everyone to call him Dalton? They play Red Rover. Jesus Christ. Have tickle fights, arm wrestling, and wear most forms of general horseplay and roughhousing are encouraged, or is that a vicious? I can't read.
Oh, that's.
Is that a vicious rumor from one of those parts of the internet that need light from Jesus the most? Either way, happy birthday, big dog. Happy birthday, Jensen Franklin.
See, I even hit him with a happy birthday. I'm like it's so much more fun to not be like you're a false prophet. Like, you could obviously go on and be like, you're a false prophet, or like
you're doing it from our podcast.
or if like you
I don't know why. I just noticed that you're doing it from our podcast.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's so funny.
He tasked me
with
with
our podcast
getting our
that is going to be responsible for this.
Some traction on the web.
See, and Cole has the same reaction that I had, where I was like, "Oh,
like, yo, we're like 2 degrees of separation from that guy."
I know some people who know that guy.
I definitely almost played there until they tried to ask me to sign some crazy contract.
Dude, I'll never smoke a cigarette, I'll never have a drink, I'll never, like, whatever.
Yeah, it was basically saying, if you're gonna quote unquote sin, do it at home.
Yeah, I remember that one. So the first iteration, obviously we all knew people that did play there, and the first iteration I remember was like, I swear I won't do anything, right? It was like and it ran the gambit. It was like, I'm not gonna kiss a girl or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then the second iteration, because so many people were like, what the fuck is this? That it was like, don't post it online. It was like, we don't really care what you do anymore. Just make sure there's no paper trail, which is so funny.
It was so crazy. I looked at the guy, I was like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna sign this. I'm gonna have a beer at lunch every now and then.
Right.
Like,
I'm good on this.
I'm not gonna sign this and then pretend to follow the rule.
It's such a funny world being a musician who contracts a church sometimes and who's been like, if you're 22, you're like, well, yeah, wherever asks me, I'll go play drums there. And it's like, you have no idea what you're walking into. And then you're like, well, this church is like big and the sound system's all fancy. And then you walk in and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you better not be doing hand stuff in the privacy of your own home. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? That's crazy, dude. I'm not going to sign like a weird, creepy NDA to play guitar at your church. Like, nah.
Dude, I had a buddy that got fired on the spot because one of the pastors caught him smoking a cigarette in the parking lot.
Nice. Pretty good.
Dropped him.
Yeah,
I was like, that's
wild.
The least Christ-like thing you can do. Were you...
I think the homie Brandon posted a picture.
Shout out, Brandon.
What up, dog? Posted a picture back in the day. And again, this was like, it's not like these people were the ones playing behind those videos where Jensen's like touching everyone on the band's shoulder. This isn't like the live stream main service. These were all like youth Wednesday night.
Yeah, right.
And so then he posted
offshoot services.
I think he posted a picture of like getting margaritas with the guys or whatever, and it was like, you're out of here. And then I think like a year later they asked him back or something, but it's like, dude,
you guys are just digging this hole even further. I'm gonna go ahead and say publicly, I love Free Chapel.
Well,
And Jensen Franklin, I love his work.
Yeah, but your haircut looks like that, dude. Of course you love Free Chapel. I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah.
I'll beat you to death.
You look like you're the youth pastor at Free Chapel.
You look like
if they were looking for a new youth pastor, I could be interested
upon my services. You look like
I think, but that pays well.
You look like a Amish boxer.
That's mean. I think
it's fun. I don't know, dude. The Amish are the only.
Am I not allowed to part my hair down the middle? Is this a problem?
I mean, you are allowed to, but I'm allowed to give you shit about it.
Damn.
Damn. I know.
You're gonna make me really question wearing my hair. I'm gonna cut it all off now,
dude. If you just shave your head, I'll make fun of that. There's no
escaping.
There is no safe refuge, brother.
I feel like people have said positive things about it.
It looks. I mean, obviously, it looks nice.
You don't like it. You're backpedaling. You don't like it, and you're backpedaling, and now
no, it's cool.
We have an altercation on the podcast.
Damn, dude.
This is our first real podcast altercation.
Now we're fighting.
And I don't want to fight them.
Well, Cole's hair is the stupidest of all of ours.
No.
Let's deflect. I'm just kidding. Cole's got the sweetest hair.
Listen,
Cole looks like a semi-professional skimboarder.
Bro, I fucking love skimboarding.
Skimboarding's fun, dude.
Skimboarding's the best.
Also, if you were the bare-knuckle champion of Amish country, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know? So,
how else am I supposed to wear it?
I don't care how you wear it. I'm just going to find new and interesting ways to give you shit about it. I really need it. I'm only doing this because I'm projecting, guys, because I need a haircut.
Now you look much sadder.
That is wild. Now you look like you're about to film a music video somewhere in Ohio. Which is where my heart is. Yeah.
I'm outside of your window.
Doing a lot of I mean, there's so many things going on. What are we at? What are we at time-wise?
We're doing pretty good.
Just out of curiosity. I'm not like getting sick of you guys or anything.
46 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, damn.
Just getting
humming right along.
Easy.
Just hitting the groove.
Humming right along.
Look, go ahead. No, please.
Okay.
I was just gonna say
Okay, maybe I'll take the wheel.
Sorry, I thought I was about to burp, and I was like,
should I just cry? I was like, whoa,
dude! If I could have just like Leo DiCaprio to tear into my eye.
You did the national anthem.
No, I was gonna say it really isn't that big of a deal. But did you guys see the trailer for the new Tommy Wiseau from The Room fame? Yeah. So he has a new movie coming out about sharks. That's just called The Shark.
I have seen and heard rumors of this movie, but I didn't see that there was a trailer.
Oh, Nick showed me the trailer earlier, and he's like, "What a big shark!" Dude, it's great. It's gonna be fantastically bad. Anyway, that was it. But now, please feel free to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I was going to say...
That was just a recommendation.
I was just going to let the people at home know that, once again, while I do not vocally or outwardly support the former president, I am dog whistling while wearing a Travis Tritt shirt again.
Well, make sure they can see the Tritties.
Here, can we get a...
Make sure they can see those big double D Tritties you got.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to get that, but...
Yeah.
And I have unironically been listening to a lot of Travis Tritt here recently.
That's true, dude. You're just...
And I think I might... Listen.
Getting in the zone.
I'm getting into conspiracy videos, parting my hair down the middle, and listening to Travis Tritt.
Fun little...
I am probably on a list.
Fun little fact, my stepdad played with Travis Tritt.
I believe that. Yeah.
And your stepdad's not even the cool one, right? Your real dad is the one we're always talking about.
Your stepdad isn't Wendell Cox, is it? Because that's Wendell Cox.
Yeah, I mean, Wendell Cox is the dog, but...
No, my...
I mean, it sounds like your stepdad is also pretty cool in his own way, but...
Yeah,
but not as cool as Wendell Cox, so...
Right, sure. Well, isn't Wendell Cox the... Doesn't he play steel, too, or...
I think he just played...
He's a chicken-picking... some bitch.
Chicken bacon.
Listen, folks, for the folks at home, and that's super cool, and I'd like to sit down and talk to that guy one day. Folks, if you don't know about Travis Tritt,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? Get off
he sounds
the
cooler
phone
than
right
that,
now. What are you doing listening to us when you could be experiencing Tritt for the first time?
Yeah.
And as I said, sort of a great dog whistle to support the former president without necessarily having to support the former president.
It's sort of a lubrication into your later
lets people know
conservatism.
that I'm certainly not opposed to supporting the former president.
If you make me do it, I'll do it.
Taking a very hard left.
Please take us as far away from my support of the former
You're
president.
talking about your support for Kamala Harris. How do we say her name?
Well, that would be a far left.
That was the
Nice.
that was the silly goosing.
Silly goose. No. So what?
Kamala.
Now, you have a child, so I could see this being like a common thing. How do you feel about shitting with the door open?
I don't do it.
You don't?
No.
You never do it.
You've never done it.
I mean, if I'm home alone, sure.
I'll be interested to see how a couple years into 2 kids that changes.
It's not going to change.
But I'm saying, yeah. So if it's
I've been married for 10 years.
But I'm saying if it's you and you're watching one or both of the kids.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You got to keep eyes on homeboy.
The son is in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
There's no avoiding that.
But are you closing are you gas chambering?
I mean,
Hey, dude.
You have 2 options.
The poor boy.
I can trap him in with me where I know he may be.
Dad, I don't like it in here.
He may be in for one hell of an experience.
Dad, I understand the stinks from your poops, but why is it so hot?
Exactly. He's in for quite an experience, but he's safe.
He is safe.
He's safe.
I mean, he might get pink eye.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
But yeah,
but that's better than like $1 million babying on the side of a fucking cabinet.
Yeah, it's better than him getting into some sort of baby geniuses adjacent adventure where you can't find him.
We are getting though to the point where he's doing some things. Like with especially when I pee, he'll just laugh at me while I pee,
that's so humiliating.
Which is pretty wild.
Is he pointing right at your penis?
Yeah, he just is like, whoa, dude, what is that?
You're just like, shut up, dude. It's bigger than yours.
Yeah,
relax.
Shut up.
That's awesome.
But I mean, most of the time I actually do opt to just leave him outside, and he's fine.
So
do you?
Being down here in the fortress of solid.
No, no one's down here. If you're closing the door, that's because you want to smell it.
Right. Yeah. Then I'm just
fair.
I'm putting myself in the ovens. Yeah. No. I have no. I'm not opposed to it. I don't care. Why? What inspired this, brother?
Well, I've kind of been doing it all the time now.
Oh yeah.
If my lady's there, don't care.
Damn, that is a slippery slope, actually.
I don't like that because you're gonna erode a really crucial boundary that you're gonna need later in life.
I'm farting all over this lady, man.
No.
But again,
not that boundary. The boundary of having some peace and fucking quiet.
Yeah.
Well, it's also kind of like if you're trying to talk to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. You're eroding man's most sacred boundary.
See,
the only boundary that can keep a woman out of your life, dude, is a stinky shit in a bathroom by yourself.
I have to poop, and then it takes 45 minutes, and then you just recollect yourself.
I'm trying not to gas myself for 45 minutes.
You're playing with fire.
You could have flushed 3 times. Dude. It's you're just like, I'm having a tough one in here. Leave me alone.
Just be in the bathroom for as long as you want, and as long as you flush at the end, you were taking a shit.
Yeah, I mean, my bathroom is really small, so that makes it like if you got a big long shotgun with a Jack and Jill sink and all that stuff, like that's one thing.
I don't, but that would be sick.
Fan works nice, all that stuff. Yeah, but if you've got an apartment, shit, open the windows, open the door.
Yeah.
Do it all.
No, but if there was a lady
light
out
a candle.
Here,
but it's so freeing. I was on that track for a long time.
You should try jail.
I've been there. It's not fun. I fucking hated it,
bitch.
Yeah.
The food is god awful.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
I see sort of how
from what I hear
one could be convinced that pooping with the door open is a wise decision.
Well, not necessarily wise or unwise. It's just freeing.
Just free. This is libertas, dude.
Yeah, man.
This dude's getting into his French period.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the freedom that you're experiencing is sort of like. It's a fleeting freedom. It's a freedom that will become your own prison.
Oh, well, yeah.
Once I feel in prison, the door's shut. I'm going to shut the door.
Yeah, but then your wife or whoever, your lady, whoever, will be like, "Why do you shut the door?
What happened? This was our time.
What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? Now it's suspicious. Hey, how come you've been not shutting the door for many years?
Oh, yeah. Then That's when you're...
And now you're accused of being a masturbator.
Oh.
She says he's masturbating in the bathroom.
Yes.
And you don't want that.
No.
Well,
what you want is to be like, I mean, he must just poop for forever.
Yeah.
You want to set that as a boundary.
Yeah, I would just tell the truth. I'd be like, well, it was fun. It was fun. Now
Truth is obviously best.
I need my peace and quiet.
Truth is obviously best, and I'm not talking about direct lies. I'm thinking like pooping for 45 minutes is a lie of omission. No one says anything.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to bring it up. Yeah, there was a little blood. Never mind. I'm sorry I asked. And then you move on.
No one says anything.
No one's going to ask
It's just
questions.
like two people who just accept the fact that whatever needed to happen in that bathroom happened.
No one's asking these questions.
No one's going to ask questions unless there's other turmoil. Then everything is under the microscope.
Oh yeah, you're in an argument. It's like, oh, now you've been shutting the door.
Oh,
well, what's up with that?
What's the hidden esoteric meaning behind this?
Holy crap, I'm sorry. I got you the wrong drink. Jesus Christ, how did we get here?
I don't think that. See, again, I feel like there's probably something deeper than that. Nobody's like, oh, man, I wanted 3 shots in my mochaccino, not 2, and you're shitting with the door closed. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
You don't even love me anymore.
I do think
you didn't even listen. Yeah.
I do yearn to see those greener pastures, though. The pastures that you're currently living in. The pastures that will inevitably poison and kill you. But I do yearn for those pastures. I wish I had a life where pooping with the door open felt cool and freeing and not...
Well, my cats can come in and out now. It's cool.
Anxiety-inducing.
Now it's weird. I don't like it.
Well, no. Like, sometimes...
No, it's fine.
One of my cats tries to like get in my lap when I'm shitting, and that's
very funny.
Fucking, it hurts because claws.
Oh yeah, you got fully clawed kitty cats. Trying to bed you down while you're bare thighed.
Well, they're trying to protect me. I guess.
And blue-eyed, baby.
See, here's where I think we should go with this, and here's what I would be very interested in investing in is an outdoor bathroom. I want to shit.
You want to reinvent the outhouse.
And yeah, but like open. So I want to gaze upon the glory of the wilderness.
Oh, like those crazy glamping places that have like the showers
do you
outside.
Mean
a shower outside is awesome, but
you're talking about
shitter
a
next
glass.
To it. No glass.
Well, what if it's raining?
You could do a roof, but open around. So like a.
But there'd be bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you be pooping with bugs?
But
what? Just for what? Just so you can poop it? So you can feel the wind?
So I can shit in the glory, dude.
Yeah, but you could put it in a glass box and you can still see everything.
Put it in a glass box.
Now and it could have air conditioning.
Now I feel like a stupid art exhibit. I'm not trying to shit in a
What's the difference,
terrarium like some sort of iguana.
At least there's no bugs.
No, I'm trying to feel nature.
Brother, you could go dig a hole outside and shit anytime you want. You don't gotta do nothing for that.
My neighbors will be pissed.
They'll be pissed if you put a toilet out there with a roof over it. It's the same fucking thing, dude.
What about?
They're gonna see you, bro. They're not looking straight down. They're gonna see you.
I don't want to do it here in my cul-de-sac. I want to do it on a mountain.
Well, I'm not. I'm in the exact same. I'm telling you to do the exact same thing, but just put it in glass.
But then they'll see us. Oh, on the mountain.
On the mountain, brother.
Yeah. No. But if I'm in the mountains. And it's like fall. There's no bugs. Also, you can.
So you're only going to shit at this toilet at specific times.
Well, when the weather's right, you go up there. Read
a weekend.
Read an entire book in a weekend.
Take a weekend and
17
a pack of laxatives.
Yeah, you just like you got like your quarterly colon cleanse.
Just fiber and goat milk. Yeah, what's it called? A psyllium husk.
Yeah.
I like that. And
salt water cleanse.
I just think it would need to be in the glass. As TJ found out the hard way.
What's up?
The other day with the bugs when we were over here. Zach is pretty scared of bugs.
What?
Oh, yeah. Zach doesn't like bugs. He's very concerned about the bugs.
It's all making sense now.
Well, here's the thing. I went to Haiti. Fun fact about me. I went to Haiti a bunch of times.
Hated it. All right. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
No. I hated the bugs.
But
do the accent more.
Yeah, please. Hey, and never mind. I was gonna be
hit it. All right.
Dastardly mean to you. But Haiti has a lot of bugs, right? I mean, it's obviously a tropical climate. There's tarantulas, big bugs. And I just think I got kind of spun out. Like, it was the situation where we were staying in, like, these outdoor bunky things.
Sure.
And there were just, like, you were waking up and there were bugs all over you. And, like, I just couldn't.
You were bugging out.
Do it.
Sorry. I hated myself.
Yeah, it's okay. But, like, it was 100 degrees at night and I was sleeping with the sleeping bag zipped up by the end of
that
those
does
trips.
Look, you got to have a net.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about...
I just can't do the bugs.
The North Georgia mountains, cool, crisp morning. There's no bugs.
You put it in the Highlands, North Carolina, I'm in. Because there's no bugs. No bugs.
Yeah, that would fucking... Oh, that'd be
Highlands,
awesome.
North Carolina. No bugs.
Dude, if you were shitting while overlooking a waterfall, oh my gosh. Couple grams of mushrooms in you.
That's God.
That's church.
That's God.
That's church, brother. And then
That's
you set up a little tee box up there at the top of the waterfall and just start whacking
Hey now.
Look,
bombs
that's
into
what
the
dreams
woods.
are made of, dude.
Look,
If you build it, I
Craig
will
is
come,
not
dude.
a fan of shitting on mushrooms.
What's that?
Craig is not a fan of that. Craig does not like shitting on mushrooms.
Does it
Don't
conjure up thoughts of
Don't shit
getting
on the
fucked
mushrooms.
out?
What's up?
No, it's just messy. And it's like hard to tell what's on the fucking toilet paper after a certain point.
Here in the waning moments of this podcast,
You and Craig share everything.
I want to publicly.
That's a funny noise.
I want to publicly thank Kyle Rowe, who has awkwardly been sitting here
Thanks, Kyle Rowe.
off camera the whole entire time. He drove all the way here from Dahlonega to put up a light.
That's true. I mean,
which is sick.
it is awesome. Trying to help us get the
give us
video
some good
right.
advice
Get it not so. Yellow.
If you're out there in the world and you need a guy who can do
Professional
some video
quality
stuff,
video. What's the name of your company,
what's
Kyle?
his-
Sunday Strolls.
Sunday
Strolls.
Isn't there another one? Row Media.
Row Media.
Folks. Sunday
ROWE.
Strolls
Yeah.
and Row Media. Kyle Rowe, good friend of the podcast. Good friend. A fellow loser.
An honorary loser.
An honorary loser.
And
That's
a
right.
good man. And a damn good man.
And a damn good man.
Fine man. All right, sorry. Even off camera, he's embarrassed. He's blushing right now.
We will yet again tease TJ and I after this are going to be we're going to be talking Bill Paxton
Bill Paxton movies.
over on the Double Feature podcast.
On the Double Feature podcast.
If you just can't get enough of listening to us talk,
Which
there'll be more.
may be an indication of something wrong with you, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
We love you guys, and
If your parents don't say it,
yeah,
we'll
I
say
continue
it.
to
I
pray
love
for
you.
prosperity in our community. I continue to pray for prosperity.
Yes.
To our 15 subscribers, I pray that you continue to have prosperity and success.
If you are,
Kyle, are you subscribed on the YouTube? No, okay. Prosperity to Kyle Rowe and his family.
He said, yeah,
He said, I want this
to
prosperity.
you and yours. Yeah. If you are subscribed, please send in any prayer requests, and I'll be sure to get them to Kenneth Copeland and the rest of the fellas. And you'll probably be a millionaire soon. So
That's right.
That's
right.
That would be cool.
All right. We love you guys. Thanks.
Hey.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, losers. Oh, say.
Do I have to press? Which one do I press?